Chief of Defence Staff Bipin Rawat made an assertive statement against Pakistan at the Raisina Dialogue 2020 today. Without naming the Western neighbour, General Rawat stressed that the scourge of terrorism is here to stay and that there is only one way that it can be ended, and that is by choking all avenues that facilitate terrorism to thrive. The general said the only way to end terrorism was to tackle the problem on a war footing, the way in which the United States did post 9/11.
Therefore, what is the future of terrorism? The future of terrorism is that terrorism is here to stay. So long as there are going to be states that are going to be sponsoring terrorism, so long there are going to be states that are going to use terrorists as their proxies, make weapons available to them, make the funding for them, we cannot control terrorism. And therefore, what is the final end state that we wish to arrive at? We have to bring an end to terrorism, and that can only happen the way the Americans started after 9/11. They said, let's go on a spree on global war on terror and let the nations join together and fight terrorism together. Well, to do that, what do you have to do? You have to isolate the terrorists. Anybody who's sponsoring terrorism has to be taken to task. You cannot have partners who are partnering with you in the global war on terror and yet sponsoring proxies and terror.
General Rawat also addressed the concerns over the use of pellet guns in the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir. He said the army, which had come under criticism for allegedly blinding people with the use of pellets, does not aim for the face. However, injuries are caused because people inadvertently get in the way.
There were people who were young people who had been radicalized who were pelting stones, which was as lethal as pellet guns. We have had casualties, including death being caused because of stones. If we start saying that the services also, or the security forces also start using stones against the stone pelters, that is not the way the security forces are meant to act. Pellet guns is supposed to be a non-lethal weapon system, but it is supposed to be fired below the legs. But you please see how a terrorist operates. You know, you look at the stone pelters. I will show you positions. They are picking up stones from the ground. There are some people who are throwing stones standing, some people picking up stones on the ground. So when the soldiers are firing at the legs, there are some people whose face is touching the ground. He's picking up a stone. So the pellet gun goes and hits the face. He's not aiming for the face, he's aiming for the leg where the pellet gun is supposed to be aimed. But if at that stage you are picking up a stone on the ground and your face is at the leg height, obviously your face will get hit. So I don't think the security forces can be blamed for the injuries that have been caused by pellet guns. Pellet guns are non-lethal weapon systems, but now we've devised different ways of dealing with this, and pellet guns are very sparingly being used. In fact, I would say rarely being used in the valley.